December 20th, 1820, Robertson County, Tennessee. John Bell has not gotten out of bed in 2 days. His son goes in to check on him in the morning. He is not awake. He is not responding. Beside the bed, on the small table, there is a vial. No one in the house recognizes it. No one put it there. It contains a dark liquid, almost black, that none of them have seen before. John Bell's breathing is shallow. His face is slack on one side. Someone sends a boy running for the doctor. To understand what was beside that bed, you need to understand what had already been happening in that house for 3 years. John Bell was a farmer. 320 acres along the Red River, in what was then Robertson County, Tennessee. The area is known today as Adams. He was respected in the community. He had a wife, Lucy, and a large family. 9 children. In 1817, something began. At first it was knocking on the exterior walls of the house. At night, the family searched outside and found nothing. No person, no animal, nothing that could explain the sound. Then the knocking moved inside. Sounds of chains dragging across the floor. Stones striking the floorboards from no visible source. The sound of something gnawing on the bedpost. The wood vibrating and a small repeated bite. John Bell searched the house every night with a lantern, room to room. He found nothing. Every night, for months, he found nothing. Over the next 2 years, the activity changed. It stopped being only sound. Invisible hands began pulling bed covers off the children while they slept. Betsy Bell, one of the daughters, reported having anything hard enough to leave marks. This was not something only she experienced alone in the dark. Other family members were in the room. They reported seeing the same thing. Slapping sounds were heard. Family members described being struck by something they could not see. Then it began to speak. At first, faint singing was heard from the direction of the woods at night, almost too quiet to make out clearly. Over time, the voice grew distinct enough to be heard inside the house itself. According to the family accounts, the voice could quote scripture accurately. It referenced private family matters that, as far as anyone could explain, it should have had no way of knowing. Neighbors were invited to come and witness what was happening. Many of them did. Word spread through the county, and then beyond it. People traveled from across the state to the Bell farm to listen for themselves. One detail in the family accounts stands apart from the rest. The entity was kind to Lucy Bell. It reportedly brought her fruit when she was unwell. It sang to her. Whatever the source of the activity in that house, the family's accounts agree on one consistent pattern. Its hostility was not directed at the household in general. It was directed at John Bell. There is one part of this story that is told more often than any other part of it. I want to tell it to you the way it has been told for over 100 years, and then I want to tell you what the historical record actually shows. As the story is told, in 1819, General Andrew Jackson, already a famous military figure, a decade away from the presidency, heard about the haunting at the Bell farm. Several of the Bell sons had served under him. He gathered a group of men and rode out to see it for himself. As the story is told, Jackson's wagon, approaching the farm on the road, came to a stop. The horses could not pull it forward. The men checked the wheels. Nothing was caught. Nothing was broken. The wagon simply would not move. As the story was told, a voice spoke to the moon, telling Jackson the wagon would move again, and that it would see him that night. And Jackson is said to have responded, "By the eternal boys, it is the witch." As the story is told, That night at the farm, one of Jackson's men, a man who claimed he could destroy any witch, mocked the entity and challenged it directly. He was thrown across the room by something no one could see. He ran from the house. As the story is told, Jackson and his men left before sunrise. He is said to have remarked that he would rather face the entire British army again than spend another night at that farm. By 1820, John Bell's health was failing in specific and unusual ways. His tongue swelled inside his mouth, at times so severely he could barely speak or eat. His face twitched uncontrollably, without warning, in front of his family. He reported being struck by blows he could not see coming and could not see land. His family watched this happen across months. There was nothing they could do. On the morning of December 20th, 1820, the family found him unconscious. Beside him, the vial, the dark liquid no one recognized. The family cat got to the vial before anyone could stop it. The cat drank some of the liquid. The cat died. The doctor was sent for. John Bell did not regain consciousness. He died that day. The official cause of death, recorded by the local coroner, was listed simply as unknown poisoning. According to the family's later accounts, that same night, something was heard in the house. Singing, laughing. At the funeral, several mourners reported hearing the same voice present, somewhere among them. After John Bell's death, the activity in the house declined sharply. According to the family's account, the entity told them it would return in 7 years. In 1828, something did return, briefly. It is said to have spoken the next minute to John Bell Jr. And then it was gone. The land is still there. The cave on the old Bell property is still there. It's called the Bell Witch Cave today, in Adams, Tennessee. People visit it. In 1894, M.V. Ingram compiled the accounts into a book, An Authenticated History of the Famous Bell Witch. As we've discussed, the title overstates the legal weight of what the book actually contains. But what it does contain is something else worth noting: an unusually large number of separate family lines across multiple generations, independently telling a consistent version of the same story for the better part of a century. That consistency does not prove what happened. It does mean that whatever happened in that house left a mark on an entire community that did not fade. The vial was never explained. The cat died. The coroner wrote unknown poisoning and closed the file. Whatever killed John Bell was never identified with certainty, though modern chemistry suggests arsenic. Who placed that vial beside his bed was never identified at all. And the Jackson story, repeated for generations, absent from every contemporary record, remains exactly what it has always been. A story people have not stopped telling, for reasons that have nothing to do with proof.